Chris Kenny here with the Kenny Report. We're going to take you live to Canberra now, where Barnaby Joyce has arrived. Let's hear from him.
We have to go in, we have to bargain. Like the National Party and my colleagues have done in the past, when we got the $10 billion for the Inland Rail, or the Regional Investment Corporation, which is now lending out money to farmers and others who are struggling, the country of origin labelling, or the sealing of the third road across Australia from Boulia through to Laverton. You can't gripe.
Can you win? Do you think you have the numbers to win?
Well, I've informed Mr McCormack that I'll be standing against him. Really, that's up for the colleagues. You can't just sit back and say, you know, I wish things were better. I have respect for Mr McCormack. I think he does a good job. I think the National Party has to be on the balls of its toes as we face some of the most challenging times, and we have to speak with our own voice. And we have to drive agendas, because it's going to be an incredibly tough game for people in regional areas. They're going to be our focus. They were 100 years ago. They remain so today.
When did you speak to Mr McCormack?
This afternoon.
And Lou O'Brien, is he the one who'll move it?
Look, they'll be moved and seconded.
Some MPs are saying you might only get 5 or 6 votes. Do you think that's possible?
Well, look, I'm going to leave that up to the colleagues. I'm not going to start saying. I don't think anybody ever knows which way people actually go. I'm only reflecting on the concerns that people have brought to my attention.
What sort of reception have you had from colleagues you've been calling around today?
You always get a very polite reception and acknowledgement of the issues that are before us.
Is this your one shot in the locker?
Look, I'm not going to sort of sit back and just say, well, let's all get in a room and talk about the problems. I think you should do your very best to change them. I've had 2 years to reflect on how to do jobs better. I know that I have my faults. I don't pretend to be perfect, but I want to work with my colleagues to make sure that we give ourselves the very best chance to thrive and survive as a political party, because that is the best thing for Australian democracy. It's a tough game at the moment. We are being attacked on all sides, whether it's shooters and fishers, One Nation, whether it's independents, and we have to speak with our own voice in an honest and forthright way, because that's actually how we'll keep a coalition government.
Do you think the numbers are close?
Once more, I'm not going to speculate on the numbers, because that's saying that you know the minds of other people. What I've always known in politics is the one thing you can rely on is when someone affirmatively tells you they're not going to vote for you.
And how many have told you that?
Look, I've had that, but this is serious, and it's a democracy, it's a Westminster system. We'll go about it that way.
Barnaby, sorry I'm late. Can I get you to confirm that you are challenging for leadership?
This is why we should have had a presser. Look, I've informed Mr McCormack this afternoon that, with due respect, there will be a spill, and I will be standing. As I've said to others, the Prime Minister talks about the quiet Australians. Our job is to represent the near invisible Australians in the small towns, in the back streets, the farmers, the people dealing with the bushfires, the people dealing with the floods, the people in the Murray-Darling dealing with the issues of their economic security. We've got to make sure that we are not a shadow of another party, that we speak with our own voice.